Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December 16 to December 31st, 2016, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I will start shuffling your cards. December 21, we will have the midwinter solstice. It will be the longest night of the year in the northern hemisphere, since the South Pole will be tilted towards the sun. Which has reached its southernmost position in the sky and will be over the Tropic of Capricorn. December 21 till 10/22 will also have the Ursids meteor shower, and December 29 will have the new moon in daytime, kind of marking the new year. So, my dear Gemini, I call the divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Gemini viewers. I want my dear Gemini to have love in their life, and also to find themselves on their highest to find themselves having creative success, of course, and find themselves on their highest path towards spiritual enlightenment. Okay, so I want my dear Gemini to be able to find out why they are here at this time and what they need to do in their lifetime. So, okay, I'll just tune in a little bit. Okay, so this is your future, this is your now, and this is the past. The now is probably the last part of December 2016, but whenever you watch this is probably the exact right time to see it. So the first card for you, Gemini, is the High Priest. So the High Priest is, the first thing I'm coming to my mind is that it's a person trying to be all good. Like trying to be perfect. You can see it on the white pillars here. It's kind of having just pure intention. But we have, with his feet here, we have a darkness, kind of giving a very nice contrast to those keys. So I think when you try to be all good and you forget about your darkness, you don't have all the keys. You don't have all the keys to yourself, and you don't have access to your whole self. So sometimes we try to follow other people's maps and compasses and their solution, but they might not be for us. And the High Priestess is also a situation where you might be the teacher or the one that's getting a teaching, like a lesson. So there might be people in your life currently that's going to give you valuable life lessons and make you grow in a personal kind of way. So sometimes your greatest opponent, like people that's you might find really like heavy energy, might be the persons that's really are going to give you the most valuable life lesson. So with the High Priest, it's always like what's up will be also below, and what's within you will be on the outside of you. So when people come on the outside of you, making a mess in your life, they just want to point to something that's inside of you. Not that you are messy or cruel or whatever, but maybe that you need to take in more of their energy. Not to the full extent. They might have it like in to a big excess, like too much. But you might need a little bit of that, okay? So the next card is 6 of Cups. So this points to your childhood and some kind of thing that happened in your childhood. This is a very paradisic kind of state. It's very beautiful equality between those 2 children. They are playing really nicely. It's a beautiful day. They are watched over by the divine, symbolized by this source energy here. So 6 of Cups is the childhood card, past life card. It's kind of a state which is paradisic. It's where you were really happy. And it might be a longing and nostalgia back to this state. It might be like you're longing for a person, a place, something. And sometimes it's also you are granted a second chance to kind of re-enter this state of bliss and harmony. That this teaching that you might be up for might have something to do with healing of trauma and healing of connection between people, and getting back this beautiful state where you can be equals, like those two keys, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So it's very beautiful, and it looks like it has maybe to do with twins or people being really connected, also outside of this reality that we are currently living in. And here you have the 10 of Cups. So and that's most striking here is the rainbow. And I was talking about connection. We saw the key, we saw the connection between those children here, and we see this connection almost like true dimension with love. So I'm getting a bit sense of some of you might have a person that might have left Earth, and it's this kind of a comfort that even if you can't see them, even if they are like in the shadow for you, you can't still connect with them. It's still some kind of connection, but it's also going back to past life and situations, persons that you might have loved earlier in your life, and there might have been some kind of reconciliation, like two couples getting back together or families meeting again, and the security and foundation of having family and people around you. This can also be like a situation where you're getting your needs met and getting many blessings, and feeling like everything is kind of very harmonious on its right place. It seems like you have gotten a wish granted here. Something has come into your life that made you very happy. It's something that you have longed for a long time, since the rainbow is also for dreams. And that will be another clue, that some of you will be contacted through dreams. And it might be a soul-mate relationship, or sometimes twin flame relationship, though twin flame relationship isn't very harmonious because twin flames, as I see it, is like kind of your opposite. You are twins, so you have taken two sides of it. One is yin and the other one is yang, so they might be really hard with connection. With soulmates, there's other thing to it. It's kind of you have lived many lifetimes together, and you have learned to get to know each other. So when you meet a person and it's like you know them instantly, they are probably your soulmate. You might have lived many lifetimes with them. So I feel with these bonds and this connection and the keys and the rainbow and everything, that there's something that's going to go beyond this life. It's some kind of connection that's going beyond just Earth. So you might have very passionate feelings for someone, or you might long for someone really intensively. And it might also be that you have this beautiful chance to connect with relatives and friends and family that have been you have this bond together, like a mother and daughter, and parents and children, and cousins and whatever. And when you come back together, it's like you never have been separated. So of course this will be over the holidays, so it might be this rejoice that you will feel during the Christmas holiday, for those of you having a Christian belief. We are celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ in a time where he wasn't really born. Actually, the tradition is going more way back to the midwinter solstice. That was very important for our ancestors, because they didn't have a calendar like we have. They needed to see the calendar in the stars, in the moon, in the heavenly movement. So they knew what time it was and what was going to happen next. It was kind of a security, and therefore you celebrated the midwinter solstice as we celebrate Christmas right now. It's a balance between the sun and the moon and the stars and everything. So it's also kind of indicated in this card. It's very beautiful, like kind of Christmassy reading, but it's also the Christmas ghost I'm feeling here. So for some of you, you might be missing much persons that have left Earth, that you have that you might have wanted to spend more time with. Yes, because we have the Three of Swords. It's always like this. If you love someone and you're separated from them, pain will come. And that's a proof of how much you love that person. And sometimes we have this troublesome relationship with families and relatives that doesn't really work. But when you feel this pain from this not really working, I think it's also like a diploma of the love that you feel for them. So don't be just so disappointed that your aunt still haven't changed her behavior. She's still in this crappy way and make you feel like this. That you care about how she is. It's actually love. Even if it's hurting you, it's still love that you feel. So this is saying more about you and your capacity to love and to connect with other people than it does about your aunt's difficult behavior. And also for many of you, this will be a longing for people that has gone away, I feel. And the Three of Swords is also that during Christmas, we might feel like what people are lacking in our life. And that's kind of your soul's longing for something. And it's something that you need to listen to. Because if you feel like something is missing in your life, something is missing in your life and you need to put it there. Maybe you can't put back a person that's gone, but it can make someone else take their place. You are not here to just, you're here to experience and to follow your longing. You are not here to kind of suffer in silence. We have a very short lifespan, humanities on Earth, and we need to take care of those moments that we have, and you shouldn't have any regrets. The time when it's time for you to leave this earth, you should feel like you did it all. You tried your best to fill your life with people, rejoice, happiness. Even though you are afraid of getting hurt because you love too much, you still did this. You were brave enough to fill your life with people that you cared for. So try to have this aim. Love is hurtful, but it's just because we care so much. And we need to, the losses shouldn't make you back away from love. They should tell you even more how crucial love is. That when you can feel so much pain for being separated from someone or someone not treating you good, that would tell you even more how much it means to you. Not that, well, I don't want to have people in my life because it's painful. It's the other way around. It's painful to not have them in harmony. And underneath the high priestess, we have the high priest, we have the high priestess. So, and she is a bit different from the high priest. She is the black and the white. She is death and rebirth. She's giving life and she's taking it. She's almost like a little bit of a natural disaster, but also life, how life is manifesting from this vacuum of nothingness and this matter circling in the heavens, and how life can come from this. So we have the Akashic Chronicle here and the flower of life, and also the moon. So it shows that this high priestess, she's following her feelings no matter what. So she can be a bit impulsive. The high priest is much better to behave, and he's showing mostly his nice side outside. And sometimes this can, since he is in authority, sometimes it can be like the emperor has no clothes. Like he can think that he's doing the right thing, but everyone else sees that it's the wrong thing. But since he is an authority figure, we don't say anything. But she is more like an impulsive person. She just blurs it out. If she's don't like you, she will say. If she like you, she will say. And that's because she trusts her instincts very much. And sometimes those two is going into clinch because one wants to be well behaved. We are following rules. And this one isn't following no rules except for the divine. And it has been a conflict between those two for millennia. And we have had many religious conflicts. And from this point of view where God is in everything, to this point of view where someone has the key to God. So I don't know really where it's going with this. But I think it's both a stability within you and also a rift within you. And I don't think that you need to choose side here. You can just acknowledge the rift as you feel the rift between the love that you feel and the fear that you feel for being rejected or lose the thing that you love. You need to be able to embrace both, okay? Even if it's a contradiction and even if it might make you not knowing which leg you can stand on, you always need to balance yourself up. Like, how much do I need to follow the rules? How much do I need to follow my feelings? And you find a balance. So I think many people needs balance when meeting relatives over Christmas. So have a balance between your emotions, like being able to communicate them maybe and say like, well, could we do it this way? But in the same time following rules a little bit, so there won't be so much conflict. And here you have a 7 of Pentacles. So I think it's something with time as well, because 7 of Pentacles is kind of waiting for the right time, also waiting for harvest. I just don't want you to wait forever. Sometimes the High Priestess can be a bit cold because she's a bit judgmental of other people when she sees that they haven't come as far as she has come. She might be not wanting to be in contact with them, so she can endure a long time in the desert or in unmanifestation, like just being like it's like you have come a long way on your personal growth, and you might be reluctant to step away from people because you think that people are kind of hell on earth. So you might feel that you need alone time, and you have kind of given up on everybody except for yourself maybe. And we'll see where it goes with this. It's kind of a pregnancy. It's kind of a time when things need to be digested and developed and so on. So maybe you need to have time to kind of heal your wounds and get another perspective of things. We'll see here. The next card is 9 of Pentacles. So 9 of Pentacles is kind of creating this paradise within yourself. So it seems like you are going inwardly into a journey where you can anchor yourself in yourself. It seems like you're very tired upon other people and love and how things are built in the relationship, the certain rules that's there. It seems like you want to do it in your own way, and you don't find company, like people that can accompany you in this journey. So it seems like you need to go alone, and you need to find your inner space, and you need to find love for yourself. But I also feel a danger with this still, that you might turn your back from people just because of this judgmental, that you try to love them as they are with their faults. And what I say before, that if you love them, if they are able to hurt you, they mean things to you as well. So put boundaries for them and don't let them hurt you. But this withdrawing might be too much as well. Maybe you need to withdraw to find this foundation in yourself and find that you're very self-sufficient, individualistic. This is a person that's pregnant, but she's still very, like, it's her thing here. She is building this baby with a little help, and she has built this arch and this flower. She has tamed this falcon. Everything is hers. also may distress. It's kind of a person that's very safe within themselves. So people can come and visit, but she will never be hers. She will never let them in because she don't want like a bull in a china shop. So it's something going on here. Because this is like family tradition, following rules, being in this warm embrace of love, and then getting disappointed. And here is kind of following your own individualistic path, following your own feelings, and therefore not being able to be with people because they have those rules that you don't want to follow. So we'll see. And here we have a Queen of Pentacles, and it comes underneath the Two of Cups. So love is still there, but you're a bit stubborn, but very loyal. And it's the roses here in the green, so it's abundance. You have a lot of love to give, and I think you want to share it to a receptive surrounding. And you might have an earth person in your life that had withdrawn a bit in themselves because they have kind of given up on people, it seems. The Queen of Pentacles is a very outgiving person. She wants to be following rules. She wants to be well behaved. She wants to be like of use for other people. But she's also in this self-love. So if someone is pushing her to her boundaries, she will turn this love inwardly towards herself instead. And it's nothing anyone can do about it because she is very stubborn, this one. And here we have a Knight of Pentacles as well. So if someone wants to win back the Queen of Pentacles heart from being this hurt, they need to being very trustworthy. This is the energy of the High Priest again coming here and almost maybe want to make peace with the Queen here. So they need to show themselves worthy, like they have the interest of the Queen in close to their heart. I say queen because it's a queen, but it might be a masculine person that has given everything and feel like they haven't got anything back that they wanted anyway, just hustle and heartache. So this could be a woman or a man, but a person that needs to show themselves trustworthy. They have a black horse, so this is the black here underneath the High Priest. Things that they don't know about themselves, their shadow, because they are following rules and maps and regulations. So half of themselves is kind of left in forgetfulness. And they might have a hard time to admit that they have a problem, or that they might even not remember the thing that they have been doing. Like it will be a blank spot because they acted from their shadow. And therefore they are not aware of this because they have suppressed feelings down to the basement, down to the subconscious, and it will still affect them from there, but unconsciously. So they both need to be very showing very much trust and long-lasting goals for the Queen of Pentacles here, to be able to trust them again. But they also need to work with their shadow, things that they don't see with themselves, like the Emperor not having any clothes, for example, the thing that I told you before. So it seems anyway like this High Priestess, she has both the shadows and the white, so she's more aware of when she's acting from her dark side or her light side. So she has more. She's a little bit more enlightened actually, because she sees her bad sides and her good sides, and she uses the bad sides in a way that make them good, that make them useful. For example, being able to be strong and talk back when someone needs to hear to get resistance. Okay. So it's a bit withdrawal here, but it might turn around. We'll see if it's it's going to be healed. Here we have a 10 of Pentacles, and we had a 9 of Pentacles and 10 of Pentacles. So it seems like someone is having a very nice environment which they live in. They might have a good career, a good work, They might be have a very stable home together, maybe. You have a Ten of Cups also here. So it's something, it might be a couple, like the High Priest and the High Priestess living together in a home. So we'll see where it goes with this. And here we have an Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is kind of the gateway to paradise, but it's also about time. And because time moves in circles like this, and we repeat things again and again. And when we are able to mature or find something out about ourselves, solve something, solve the old trauma, we can level up to the next level and walk a new circle. It's like a happy new year here. So this Ace of Pentacles is kind of a gateway to a phase of maturity, a situation where you kind of have realized something and you don't need to repeat your old mistakes. And it comes from the Seven of Pentacles and Six of Cups. So I think it's kind of a longing for someone or something, but still being able to be like, wait for the right kind of moment. And when the right kind of moment comes, the doorway to paradise seems open. So it seems like maybe it's a good thing for the High Priestess to withdraw for a moment, because this might give her a bit of leverage to actually be able to create this paradisic situation again. If she would have yield or caved in some way, she might not have gotten this. So maybe this withdrawal thing is what's needed to prove a point, or to make things, to have better timing with things, to also people can digest things and maybe mature, because this is the card of maturity. So it might be within a stable relationship that some kind of leveling up is indicated here. And here's a Queen of Cups coming underneath the Ten of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. Yes, I think the Queen here has been hurt. It might be another Queen here. But I feel that it might be the same person, that they just wait for the other person to mature and come to their level, and then they will be open with love again and being able to invite people in their life. And as I said, the Queen might be a man or a female. It depends. Someone has get hurt in this situation and they therefore have withdrawn from a situation, and but they are still open for business, it seems, if the other person's kind of matures. We have the High Priest, kind of a pregnancy here also there, pregnancy, and then we have the Queen of Cups. So it seems like there's a separation in time here between this authority figure and this very emotional person. Queen of Cups has connection to the High Priestess, since both are listening very much to their intuition and to their feelings. She through the moon and her through the waters. And the moon is ruling the waters. It can move waters like ebb and flood. It's a bit of a differences here. Like one person is more practical, following laws and rules and regulations, and feels safe, like in authority. And the other person has another source of authority, being their emotions. And those emotions doesn't seem to, they are not going to settle until a shift of balance has been happening and someone has matured. And then love is going to be granted again. So it will be closing up here and then reopen. And also here we have a Page of Cups. There's when you actually listen to your emotion and you take them as your highest authority, and you're becoming the child you once were, being able to be very in tune with your emotions. Her again is having, she has a fish there in the bowl. It shows she's talking to the creatures of the waters. She can talk with her subconscious. From the High Priest and the Knight of Pentacles doesn't have so much contact with their subconscious. So it might be indicated that for this union to become, this is pure water and this is pure earth, both are feminine elements. For this reunion to happen between those two polarities, I think this person with the shadow needs to be able to connect with their subconscious. They might do so through love and through the queen here. And that might be like opening Pandora's box, because if you have lived your whole life through rules and you think that you are a well-behaved person and you have always done what's right, and then you realize, like the Knight of Pentacles here with the Page of Cups, that you have a big ocean of things underneath your feet, like the High Priestess here, or this black horse. So you have a whole world that you didn't discover or you didn't realize that you had. And now you need to deal with this. And for this queen and for the High Priestess, it's like something they do every day. And they are not fearful of their shadow. They use it to connect with the divine. But for this person, it will be something totally new and might scare them to death with the tsunami wave of emotions coming here. So for the person being like a little bit withdrawn here and stubborn, it's very good that they have turned into a more compassionate person here. If the Knight of Pentacles is going to open their subconscious with all the scary water creatures, the blue fish, but they might be more dangerous things there, you know, crocodiles and sharks and things like that. So you need to understand that this is scary, especially for a person that have tried everything to go by the book and still they have an ocean of things they haven't discovered. It's like the blind spot. And you have been withdrawing. Some of you have been withdrawing. This might be you, this person, or this might be you. It will differ for different persons. So you need to find yourself in this. One has the clear contact with the subconscious all the time, and for them there's no big deal. But for the other person it will be totally new. So this person needs to have a little compassion, even though they are hurt by the other person's unwillingness to see their shadow. And here we have a Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is air sign. We didn't have so much air in this reading. We had the Three of Swords, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords. So it might be indicated that you, Gemini, are the person that needs to see your shadow, but it might be easily be the other way around. As I say, follow your intuition. If you know that you are kind of facing your fears every day, this is you kind of winning the battle and maturing, being a person that's going to stand up for your beliefs, kind of this Ten of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords. But it's still indicated that the King of Swords in this case, even if it's you or not, it's the person that needs to look at their shadow. They have been very sure here on their throne with the yellow here, this me, what I want, my way, and the armor as well, and the throne is very square and it's very protective. So also maybe protecting themselves from their shadow. And now it's time to see it. It's time to connect with the inner child that has all the connection to the subconscious, this tsunami wave. And it's a problem, of course, because this is a logical person. They have followed rules. They have done everything right. And now they need to take in this energy, and they don't know how can they use this even. Like, it's very frightening. And for some of you, Gemini, you will have like a good sense of your feelings. You might be the High Priestess, but you might still have like a person acting like a Gemini in your life, being very airy and thinking up in their head. So it differs. It differs when you are born and where you have your planets and everything. So see yourself in this. Be very clear. Try to have no shadows. Be clear-minded. See yourself as you really are. Are you afraid of your feelings or not? Are you aligning yourself with your feelings or not? It seems like you have an ocean of new experience to make here. This person being in their shadow, being very logical. So This is a beautiful reading about self-love and self-centeredness, but also about adventure, finding out a totally new dimension of your life that you didn't know existed or you have suppressed until now because you were fearful about it. You have followed rules and regulation to avoid this ocean. But now it's there and it's calling you, and it's the next step on your journey to actually level up and be able to experience the total subconscious world. We humans, we use our 10% of our mind, our brain, like in everyday usage, but the other 90%, I think, we have the subconscious. So there's much more to excavate. That's much more of you than the eye is seeing. So connect with this. It will be very rewarding. And for the other part, that's need to be very patient with this and understand that this is scary for this person. It's not going to be like it is for you. Like, well, I feel my feelings every day and that's not, it's a piece of cake. And it's guiding me. Yes, it does. But for the other person, it's a nightmare. So they haven't looked upon this. It's dangerous. It's like falling out of a cliff or being eaten by crocodiles. You might do it like in your sleep every day. Like, well, that's how I connect with crocodiles. But this one, they don't know about that dimension. Okay. So, wisdom of the hidden realms for my dear Gemini. We have the High Lord of Gratitude and Service. And what more? The Ringmaster of Scrutiny. So, yes, you need to be like this, like very much enlightened and relaxed and patience with people. Selfless humility, conscious action. So I think the High Priestess here is taking a conscious action to withdraw because they feel hurt in some way. And they don't feel like they have feel betrayed, not like there's a cooperation going on. And that is going to make the Knight of Pentacles wants to come out and participate and still build on this, because it's a beautiful foundation that you have here. Very beautiful. But some maturity is needed. And for both people, it's very important to be in love. Stay with this loving feeling and have like some kind of compassion for other people and try to see as much as possible from above, not from your own angle. But then we'll have also the Ringmaster of Scrutiny, so that is seeing every detail and make a judgment call, even if you are selfless and unconditional with your love. See things as it is, truthfully. Without all this hope and expectation, but actually this is how it is. This is the best way to be able to make a judgment call, to see everything as it is, clear as day. Even if it's boring, that maybe some person isn't want to do, don't want to see themselves, don't want to work on themselves, well, see this too. Because if you see things clearly, it's much easier to make a good choice and do good actions and take necessary precautions or make a beautiful change. It's more easier to do a beautiful change if you know what you're dealing with and what's actually needed to change. So maybe a good discussion is what's needed, like being able to talk very truthfully about things. Okay. So, past life oracle card for Gemini. Yes, okay. Finances and wisdom. Finances, you have a lot of finances here. A lot, actually. 7, 9, 10 on Ace of Pentacles. Finances. So, and in this case, it might be both with money, but I'm more feeling like the dignity of this person withdrawing. Like, I'm not going to give more of myself or of my money. Money is, of course, love. Yes. And how we deal with money is kind of a pointer to how we love ourselves. If we let ourselves have a lot of money, we probably love ourselves. It doesn't mean that we are better people. It just means that we think good thoughts about ourselves. And this person is thinking good thoughts about themselves and taking care of themselves and taking a stand for themselves. They are not going to give everything away to someone that's isn't worthy, that haven't seen like themselves, that's kind of betraying them over and over again or doing something else. It doesn't matter how much you love a person. You're not going to give of yourself if they are betraying you over and over again. So I think this is what's going on. It's about self-love and being like wanting to give things to people, but also wants to have like a beautiful exchange. Not just like, yes, okay, take everything I have. I love you, so everything mine is yours. And this other person doesn't give it back, but actually kind of stabs you in the back. And that's when you keep your money, as this thing that's happening here, not wanting to share anymore. And here comes the wisdom. So I think this is kind of be a wake-up call for the King of Swords, being you or someone else, but it's going to make you see reality in a very beautiful, beautiful way. And this is, of course, going to lead to being able to access this beautiful, beautiful wisdom of the subconscious. So even if it's scary, even if it's kind of giving up, because it seems like a little bit of battle here, and the one losing is the one that doesn't want to see their shadow, and the other one is not wanting to give anything more to a person that's not being able to see themselves in a clear vision. But when they do, it's of course a failure, like I have lost this war, but what I have gained is wisdom and a big chunk of experience and like a whole world I didn't know. And so it's actually a gift. And I think that the high priestess is knowing that, and therefore she wants to give this to someone that's worthy, that someone that wants to see, that wants to be awake. So it seems it seems like it will be easily solved. The only thing that needs to be done from one point of view is to be able to be a little bit more brave and being able to see your shadow. And if you are a Gemini person that feels very betrayed, maybe you need to back down a little bit and wait for the other one to take some steps towards you, because there need to be equality. Like both needs to wants to do the work and share, like being able to give of themselves. Okay, I hope this helped. And next time you hear from me, I will be talking about 2017. So I want to wish you a happy Christmas, a Merry Christmas maybe, it should be, and a Happy New Year. So take really good care. Okay, bye-bye.